Morning, everybody. We're back with Brady. Excuse me, this is day 3, and we're actually going to be doing a little bit of impulse control training, which I think you guys will love. I love it. It's basically the place command without any words, just body language, which again is just very cool to me. So we're going to put the halty on. And again, I'm doing this so you guys can see. Sometimes he's pretty excited. So during one of our sessions yesterday, after we got done our work, he wanted to play. So we had a good little play session afterwards, which was pretty good. So I'm just going to get him all hooked up here again, do a couple passes for you guys. And as you can see, I've got a bed over here, and that's going to be part of the impulse control. He still has this little mouth thing going, but it's getting better. And yesterday he did pretty good during our walk, if you watch that video. So the next pass through, I'm actually going to put him up onto the bed. And this is where impulse control training is going to come into play. So I'm probably going to have my back to you as I'm talking, so I can keep an eye on him. But basically what we're going to do is put him up onto the bed. And look, if you can't do it directly like this, sometimes you have to do it kind of along the side here. Let's see if he'll do it this way. And so this is good. So here's our fight, right? He's not too sure about this bed. So what I have to introduce to him is just being able to put his foot up on it first. So I'm going to, in essence, use the pressure and release mechanism with this. So here's my pump, my on-off, like I explained earlier. A little closer. Put the foot up. I'm going to release, and we're going to move away from the bed. That's what I wanted, so he just touched the bed. We'll move away. So in essence, him being near the bed is pressure for right now. So this is good. I'm glad you actually, I didn't expect this, so this will be a good teachable moment, as they say. Okay, we'll try it this time. And this is him just getting, he's got to get the mechanics down, getting on this bed. Okay, that's fine. I think he ended up with a little part of the halty in his mouth. There. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Release, we go closer. That was good. But if he got up on it, which is good. And these collies with these nose. Okay, we'll try it again. There. Just gonna have him stay on it here for a second, and then he can come off. There you go. Hey. And again, we're going to tighten this up a little bit in the back. This will help the front of it too. So, dog training isn't always perfect. Not always rainbows and butterflies, as we say. But if you trust the process and know what's going to come out of the other end, that's the beautiful part. See? Right up and over. So if you trust the process, the beginning part was was not easy, but I know what it's going to take to get it and how to handle it. Good. So next time, I'm going to walk him up on there, and I'm going to give him pressure up. So right here. So here's our pressure up. Now, his job on this bed is to be either sitting or lying down, not up on all fours. So from here, once you get your dog onto a designated area, again, this is impulse control. What I'm going to do is hook his halty, the leash from his halty, and I'm going to hook onto his collar. If I can find it in all the hair. And then take the halty off, which they love, and you can rub and massage here if you want to. And I'm going to take the safety part off. Good. I'm just going to set that to the side. Now, what we're doing here is using our body language. So before, if you remember, in order for him to follow us, I basically turned my back to him and started walking, putting my back to him. This time, I'm actually going to walk away facing him. So I'm going to back away facing him. If you have a dog that's difficult with just staying in one spot, we can actually just do half circles by hanging onto the leash. There. So he got off. We bring him right back up on. This is where your impulse control training goes into play. And ideally, you want to be face on. And you see I'm giving him pressure with the collar. So he's well aware of what pressure means to him. He's just in avoidance. See, he's looking elsewhere but me. And if you're going to push down on the butt, use fingertips, not the palm of your hand. Okay, so we back away again. On. So if he makes an effort to get off the butt, I move in with big, strong body. So move around. There we go. Good. And I back away again. So in essence, every time he goes to get off the bed, me walking towards him is pressure, and then me backing away from him is release. So we'll try this again. Good. And we're getting some major avoidance, right? He doesn't even want to look at me. Do this again. There's some good eye contact. You guys will be surprised at the kind of eye contact you can get out of your dog doing this. And look, worst case scenario, he gets off, right? If you have to tether your dog to something, big strong table, couch, chair, whatever you have to do, that's fine. So this is my first time doing this with this guy, so you're seeing it from the basics of what we do. So he got back up on himself. Ooh, he almost started to sit by himself. I try to do this as much as I can without the leash, but he's not going to let me this time. That's okay. So we're just going to help him learn here. Bring him right back up on. I kind of like to spin him around a little bit so he knows. There we go. That's better. So I immediately drop the leash back up. I got what I wanted. I've got to release my pressure. So back to our half circles around him. Nice wet dog shake. So I'm going to face on, and I think he might try to back up. Hey, there's cars and stuff going by, so I'm going to help him out just a little bit, bring him towards me, and then pressure up. Thing is, he wants his MO, his default mechanism is avoidance, right? There we go. This is good. See, much more straight on. There's a big yawn, if you guys caught it, hopefully. Mouth open. There's good eye contact. So again, just half circles around, and I'm not taking my eye off him because I need to catch him when he starts to get off the bed. good here, right? Now look at the eye contact. You guys remember, I think it was the first session yesterday? So pressure, I get what I want. First session yesterday where he glimpsed at me, and I get good eye contact. Now check this guy out. Now we're connecting at a different level. I'm actually there. So I didn't have to go all the way back in that time. So, again, worst case scenario, your dog gets off. So, bring him back. That's all. And I'm just going to give him pressure up, as you guys can see here. Hey. Good. So pressure of the release, or pressure of the leash goes away, and then my pressure goes away. I back away. So as you can see, this is where the impulse control training comes into play. And I slowly am just increasing my distance, but I don't increase my distance unless I get a face like this. Mouth is open, panting, yawning, lip licking, all these signals that we talk about in the paperwork, and how to read your dog and understand what they're going through. See, so big truck goes by, more lip licking, right, panting, nice big yawn. So he gets up, I move in. He sits down, I move away. That's my communication. Big change. I didn't have to go all the way in. He's starting to get it. There, much prouder look. Now, I keep backing away, just so you see. His bed is about 30 feet from the camera. Hey. So I move in. And I don't need a good boy, good girl. I'm trying to make him so he's calm and relaxed on there. That's all there is to it. Okay? So we're about 30 feet away here, which is fantastic for the first session. So one thing about this exercise is we never call him off of the bed. I never want him to wait for a release word of some sort of like an okay, come here, you're free, break, get off, all that kind of stuff. See his face now? This is much better. I want him planted there until I go back and get him. That's what it's all about. So, but from here, this is fantastic. His eyes are soft, ears back, mouth open. This is really good stuff. So from here, as I move back in, I've got to get him off of there, but I don't want to communicate with him in a way that's, putting too much pressure on him. So I'm going to soften up my... So you always want to they're facing. There we go. Now back away. We always, when I walk in to correct, I'm walking in with a purpose, with strong body language. To walk in to take him off of there, I've got to have softer body language. Knows that there's no correction coming. So I might turn myself sideways, right? And see, this is much softer body language if I move in like this. And then we can get into the massage work again. And it's okay if he gets up at this point. I'm not too worried about it. Not at all. So from here, we put the halty on. Now, if you're going to end your session, just make sure you end it on a good note. That's all I ask. If one of the times that he got off the bed, I don't want to end the session then because that's him dictating when he's in control of it. That's when your dog is making decisions on his own and not making the good ones. So, clip back up. This will seem a little counterproductive because I'm actually going to clip him up just to get him off of here and then unclip him, and I'm probably just going to play a little bit with him and see what he wants to do. Just because I want to share a good moment with him. I mean, he worked for it. So how do we get him off? We just start walking. And that's it. Just start walking. There, that's pretty good. I'm going to grab his other leash for a second. So I've got it. So I've got it handy. So now I'm going to get him completely unclipped. So it's, we've pretty much defined the end of the session here, right? Which is a good thing. There. So now he's off. Yes, he's off. Yes. So I just won't let him jump on me. Big wet dog shake. There. Yeah, he's a good boy. Now, because you've been working on keeping him in one spot, you can also kind of, as you're playing with him, kind of work on this on-off a little bit. Come here. There. What? I know. Oh, yes. Remember, this guy lunged at me the first day, right? Yeah, he did. So, look, I'm kind of getting him going, right? But then we can go into correction because he's starting to get it there. So, oops, sorry, buddy. Come here. Go right back into it. That's just like a dog when they play too rough. You just go back into it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. What? Okay, so watch. Shh. Hey. So this is his avoidance kicking in. Come here. Shh. Hey. Brady. Come here. See, he heard the correction, he moved away. That's his avoidance kicking in. That's all. But you can create that on-off switch. We'll get in more videos with that later on. But he did pretty good today. He did. Yep. We're just going to put a slip lead around him for now. See if he's got to do any pottying after. And that's that. So hope you guys enjoyed the impulse control video. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down there. We'll get back to you. Okay? Happy training, everybody.